here on top. Marcy Drive, Marcy Capri. Sí, sí. Pero muy bonito. Hace un mes estuve en Indonesia, estuve un coche de Colombia, los amarillos, los Lakers, Lakers.
We start now. Ready? Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
What? No.
No back.
Okay.
Free kick. Okay. Now look up. Vai.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Corner kick.
Back. Okay.
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Vale, estamos sobre el partido de Monaco.
Good afternoon again from Gibraltar, where Gibraltar are playing Italy in the Open Championship. At the moment we have Manolo Martinez playing
Massimo Bolognino, one of the greatest players of all time.
At the moment he's holding his own, and the score is 0-0. Italy, of course, are great champions of table soccer. The following in Italy is vast. They have lots and lots of teams, of clubs all over the country. So they come here looking to become world champions.
In fact, Malcolm, they have 5,000 people that play Sabutio regularly in Italy, so it's amazing.
Obviously, the love for football shows in table soccer as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other factor which is important is they have continued the following of Sabutio by making their own players. That's another a goal by Barry. Barry has scored against Caniggia, so it's 1-0 for Italy on this ground, yes. But this one, we're not televising this one, we are televising Manolo Martinez against Massimo Bolognino.
Massimo Bolognino.
Massimo is from Naples. I've been to his hometown. He's a fanatic of Maradona when he used to play there
in Naples.
in Naples. And
yes.
And he's won max. You see, the guy is over 50 years old and he's still playing in open category. Barry, for example, who plays on the other side, he plays for the top team in the world, where Carlos Flores is another player for him. He's got a few Italians, but good save there by Jason Caniggia. But the factor with Barry is he plays with Carlos Flores and Vasco Guimaraes is another Portuguese world champion that plays in Italy for his team. So I mean, Malcolm, you've been out of professionalism, table soccer now for a long time.
Yes.
How do you see the game now that we are seeing it in Steam Live?
Yeah, it's great to see the World Cup being organised here in Gibraltar for the first time. It's superb to have so many great players from different countries coming to Gibraltar. This can only be good for the local game, and I hope that as a result of this tournament that more and more players take up the challenge. I understand that there are 2 clubs in Gibraltar at the moment.
Yes,
that play table soccer. No?
We used to, because we always played at Gibraltar, and we're now aiming at doing Champions League as well, apart from World Cups.
Right.
We created 2 teams. One is Lincoln Red Imps, and the other one is Europa.
And obviously they follow their counterparts in the real game
as well.
Yes. And obviously with football being given such a great boost with the
UEFA,
our membership of UEFA and FIFA, and the proposed rebuilding of a new stadium at Victoria Stadium.
Yes.
For about 3 years' time, this can only be good for football.
Yes. I mean, we've just had. Yesterday we had visits. Look, there's another opportunity there for Barry, and look at the way he's controlled that ball, and he scores. Absolutely fantastic.
No problem at all.
However, I tell you what, the game that we are actually televising is Massimo Bolognino against Manolo Martinez. And Manolo is doing quite well, but
up till now.
Now it's Massimo
conceded the first goal.
But that's 1-0 after nearly 9 minutes. So is that quite bad. Quite well. But yes, we were talking about Lawrence Podesta, who visited, and you were part of the recording yesterday when Lawrence and Maurice Pereira was here, and we were talking of the past and how he enjoyed this game and how they got nostalgia. Have you had any nostalgia to start flicking the ball again?
Yeah, I brought my own team, and I hope to have a game later on.
Okay.
Then it's a stadium available. Well, this is great. I mean, It brings back a lot of memories of the 1970s when we were.
The border was closed.
The border was closed, but the game in Gibraltar actually started at home in many houses around Gibraltar. For example, I bought my first a new 40 game from Horse.
Oh, lovely goal by Savi again. Buddy. Yeah.
And we used to play, my brother and I, we used to play at home, and then we used to play home and away against Tommy Proctor. That you remember him?
These are the Binland's brothers, Malcolm and Albert, yeah?
That's right, yes. And so we started off at home, but then we got to know that they were playing, there was a club formed playing at the John McIntosh Hall. So we joined, and it started off with one league and about 12 players, but a few years later there were 3 leagues and about 50 players.
Absolutely.
So it grew enormously, and the game prospered a lot. And in the 1960s, mid-60s, was when we had 2 players performing at the one of the very first World Cups.
It was the first one.
It was the first one, I think.
1974, 70.
No, actually even earlier than that. In 1966, there was a championship played at Wembley to coincide with the World Cup that was played in England when England won the World Cup.
Yes.
And Lionel Oliveira and Ian Miles, I think, were the first ones.
That was 1970. Yes.
Then I've got my years off.
No, it's because I've done research.
Right. Okay.
And actually, Lionel Oliveira got to the semi-final. He did very well.
I've mentioned 1966 because
England won the World Cup.
But I was there. I was there in the final to see England win the World Cup.
Did you?
I actually spent the whole month in England and it was my very first visit to England. And through the GFA, the Gibraltar Football Association, I was able to buy tickets for all the group matches, the quarter-final against Argentina, the famous game.
How lucky.
The semi-final against Portugal, it was a magnificent game.
With Eusebio.
In fact, near the end of the game, Eusebio had a one-on-one shot with Gordon Banks, and Gordon Banks saved it, and it was a magnificent save, to which Eusebio actually went over and shook his hand.
Yes.
Something not normally seen.
It's amazing.
A good save by Manolo Martinez there.
Manolo Martinez is doing remarkably well. 1-0 with Bolognino. This guy,
not too bad.
He's got a fantastic flick and fantastic shoots.
So, what are your feelings now that you've been able to, together with all the committee and with the government, to have this World Championship here in Gibraltar?
We're very proud because we've been following this now again for I think the 3rd time I've come back. We've been following this crowd. There's a lovely crowd that plays many weekends away from home through different countries, different cities. And in the old days, there used to be, the game was different. Now the people that are playing are very sportive, they're nice people, they're very correct.
That is what I've been noticing.
People with
the
respect.
Correct sportsmanship.
Yes.
And if they feel that it's their turn or if they miss a turn, they always back off and allow the other player to have his say.
No, but what I feel that Gibraltar has made the difference is the venue has been superb because we've had enormous support from the government. Government has supported us fantastically. And then again on return, Steven Linares is very happy the way things have gone. the people in the Victoria Stadium, in this case at the Scenery Hall, all the staff are extremely pleased because they're seeing all this crowd and this enthusiasm that is here, and they love it. They love it.
Yeah, it's a great venue. It accommodates very well all the different tables. I believe that
56, yes.
56 tables. Wow, and it's magnificent.
And you know, these semi-finals and finals from yesterday were sponsored by Yumi, who gave us who sponsored the semi-finals and finals. And today the main sponsor for today is Mansion, who's actually paying. I mean, Mansion is a betting company, the one that used to sponsor Tottenham Hotspur. Now they sponsor Bournemouth and also Lincoln from Gibraltar.
They're attached to the football.
Okay, so we are. It's half time. Italy is winning by 4-0. Basically, the Open of Gibraltar, they're not great. We need a lot of youngsters to come back to try and beat people like the Italians, who are #1 in the world. And obviously, where we are strong is on the veterans. And our next game will be against Portugal, which will be the next half an hour. So, Malcolm, the next point which we'll be doing would be heading for is the Champions League in Gibraltar. Champions League is going to be similar to this, where it's going to be 4 games at a time. I mean, Lincoln were good last year. We actually signed 2 Spaniards to play from Estepa to play with us. They are among the youngsters that are among the best in the world, yeah. And basically we came 10th in Europe. But I must say, Estepa, you know, the story of Estepa is something that people must follow. Estepa is a small, as you know, it's a small village near Seville, where
famous for its turrones.
no polvorones. And basically, it's amazing what Antonio Montagno has managed to achieve there, because he's a headmaster of the main school.
Right.
And you know, Sabot is a national sport. Everybody
Excellent.
plays it. And it's amazing how these lads have developed. And you know, people in Belgium, in Germany, and in Italy, everybody wants to group up to go to the Open of Estepa. It's amazing.
And how many tournaments does Gibraltar actually participate in a given year at the moment?
I mean, the top guys that play most, which is Johnny Fields, Guy Parmet, Patrick Dean, and myself, we probably do about 15 tournaments.
15.
Yeah.
That's a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
And a
Yes,
lot of playing.
yes.
But obviously, it's the way to go, because by that you get the experience in playing the better players that there are, no?
Absolutely.
And you improve yourselves to another level.
And most people you get here, they do 30 tournaments. So nearly every weekend they're playing. And that's separate to the training.
And training.
The training, you get people like Carlos Flores, he sometimes do 6 hours a day.
And I believe, Joe, that some are even professional and being paid to play Subuti.
Yes. See, Barry that was playing here on the side table, which is now off.
Yeah.
He was playing Jason Caniglia. Barry, he owns a construction company, and he employs people like Carlos Flores to play for his team. So they do get professional fees, yes.
Well, It's turning from amateur to professional.
Yeah, but everything changes. It's
Yeah.
all supply and demand.
Yeah.
And you get people like Juan Noguera and Alberto Mateos. They're also from Murcia, like Carlos Flores, and they're actually playing for Roma, you know. And professionally they pay everything. I mean, it's like the two lads we got from Estepa last year. We didn't pay them a fee, but all
you
the
pay them all
travel
the
arrangements,
expenses,
all the travel
travel
arrangement
arrangement and
was
everything.
sponsored by Lincoln
Wow.
here, you know. So
That's superb. Yeah, that's really
if you
good.
want to improve, you have to get the right people.
And
no?
you have to invest.
Yes, yes.
Well, actually, all this investment that you've carried out by staging this World Cup, that will help you for the future, no?
Oh yes, yes, yes.
You've now got the stadiums, you've got a venue, and
Yes.
you've got your own. I believe that Europa is getting a venue at the gymnasium, I believe.
Well, the gymnasium has helped us because obviously we had some water. drainage.
Water ingredients in the place that I normally go to
Yeah,
play,
and,
no?
at the time when we needed more training, no?
Yeah.
So we had to go to Europa. But hopefully we'll come back to that side, and it looks like we're going to pick up the other club. Lincoln wants to leave it, so we'll probably get it. But my aspiration is, I mean, basically what Peter Adolf, going back to the time when Peter Adolf was around, the man who invented Sabutio.
Yeah.
He didn't invent Sabutio, he developed Sabutio
developed it from a
New
previous-
Footy. Okay.
From New Footy type.
And basically, this we were talking was in the late 50s,
Late 40s, actually.
late 40s.
Yeah.
And it actually did not start really running until England won the World Cup.
Yeah,
Well,
the 60s.
yeah, so everybody went football mad, and they said, and every father wanted to give a present of Sabutio
And
to
it's
the kid.
amazing that Pepe Fabre had the foresight to actually open up a firm. Great comment. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Yeah. So now we have Klaus Holm Linglund. I don't know where he's from, but he's saying his great commentary. Obviously, we
Thank-
thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that comment.
We are trying to give a bit of background more than following the actual game, because to be quite honest, Italy is very superior to Gibraltar, which is not good news for us, but it's
But
something
it
was
was
expected.
expected.
Yes,
It
yes.
was expected.
But
All they can do is try their best and try to keep the score low.
yes, yes.
But they're playing all right.
Yeah, they're playing all right.
But
The-
as I was saying before,
Yeah.
Joe, the late Pepe Fabre, a person who was involved in sport in many dimensions.
Yes, very much
Yeah,
so.
he actually was a very good swimmer in his day,
Yes,
and he produced and encouraged the
many
creation
youngsters. Yeah,
of the Gibraltar Amateur Swimming Association.
yes, I remember. Yeah,
Casa.
yes,
And he developed water polo.
yes.
And then he was also the president of the athletics.
Yes,
And he made sure that Gibraltar took part in, first of all, in the 1956 Commonwealth Games. And it was from there that athletics took off with the teams, collegians and Lourdians and many others. But not content with all that, he also opened up a company which developed into a company that created the modules for the Sabutio
yes,
table soccer. And I was reading the book that I showed you yesterday,
yes,
which by Daniel Tartaski on the history of Sabutio, and it mentions there that in the heyday, in the 1960s, 1970s and 80s, Gibraltar was producing 100,000 figures painted every week, and it was
Amazing,
sent.
amazing.
It was sent back to the UK for doing them all up and
Yes.
selling them. You know.
Because
So
the game actually started building in Tunbridge Wells.
That's right.
Yes.
Well.
But I must say, in honor of Pepe Fabre, the guy was amazing. He did encourage. He was a very positive person. I'm very proud to say that I've been in places all around Europe where we have followers of Sabutio, because at the end of the day, Sabutio is still following today, even 30 years after Hasbro said hit it on the head and said, let's get it. They bought it from Waddington's, and they said, let's go into electronic gaming, which is our game, and destroy Sabutio, and basically
It hasn't.
it hasn't. It's been an underground. But we would like to change that, because I believe that the youth today are not sociable. They're just playing.
Problem is that there's the technological age. Nowadays, there's mobiles, iPads. Well, actually, we are benefiting from the technology that there is today
Yes,
by having this streamed across the world.
yes.
But on the other hand, I always firmly believe that when I first started playing, I said to myself, this is the greatest game developed ever. It is unlike any other board game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Every game that you play is different.
Yes,
It's
yes.
different because everyone plays different style, different figures,
Different strategy.
bases,
Yes.
different balls,
Yes.
and everything. No? And it's given me a lot of pleasure throughout the years.
Well, what the beauty about Sabutio is like I've always mentioned. They say that when you focus your eyes into something and you move the finger at the same time, you're actually developing your brain.
Yeah,
And I believe everybody that has played Sabutio
makes you think a lot.
in a high standard are good thinkers, are people with tenacity. They think positive, and basically they do well in life, and I'm very pleased. But the other factor is, we're all fanatics of football. We're all, to all these football crazy people, we have a problem. Before we get to the age of 15, we want to kick the ball, and we can't do it because we've got no strength. But then that strength again is lost when we're in our 50s. And with Sabutio, flicking the ball gives us that enthusiasm that we really miss.
Yeah.
And Sabutio can be played by a youngster of 7 and in
a
your age group.
over 80.
What's your age today?
71.
And you still
And I
feel
still
the
love
buzz.
it. I
You
love
still
it.
love it. So we would welcome people around the world to look at this game and
As a
try getting the buzz.
benefactor in education, actually.
Yeah.
And it brings together lots and lots of people from all over the world. Get to know new friends, get to know about different countries. And in our case, well, we've got over 250
Yes.
people from
Players.
around the world
Playing,
that
playing.
are playing, but
Plus
above
there's
all,
plus there's
been
supporters.
here in Gibraltar and probably been able to do a little bit of tourism
For
as
me-
well and getting to know us
Yeah, for me,
in our backyard.
for me to see these great players playing in Gibraltar, for me is
Oh, that's
a hell of a
pleasure.
privilege,
Privilege.
Um,
It's an honor to have the.
But what's a good story that I've got today? I've got Michael Jammers here.
All right, the
who's-
president of the GFA. no?
Yeah, who's just joined us. He's
Right.
he's also the Attorney General, and
Yes.
he's one of the guys studying Brexit now with all this political
Yes, he's very much into Brexit.
and security that we have now. Michael Jammers has come in today. Obviously, he's getting a lot of nostalgia because he used to be in our leagues.
He used to play.
Yeah,
as well,
yes.
no?
And
Yeah.
basically, he's come here and he says, Joe, and here we hear the crowds in the background scoring goals. The atmosphere is still going on.
The atmosphere is increasing minute by minute as we approach the quarterfinals of this tournament.
Yes, at the moment is
in a few hours' time.
5 minutes to go at the moment. But going on Michael Jammers, he's bought about 5 or 6 teams because he wants to try it at home again, which is lovely to get Michael, to get the nostalgia. It would be great if he joins because he's been a high competitor at all games, you know. So
and an influential person that can help the association a lot.
Oh yes. What we need, the biggest influence we should get in Gibraltar is get this into the schools. So we need some teachers to support this. And
did you ask any of them?
Well, we
contacted the education department.
We got Keith Sheriff. Keith Sheriff came here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's related to the great Andrew D'Amato.
Yes.
Andrew used to be one of the best painters ever. And the painter, remember?
And painter as well.
Real Madrid fanatic.
Wow. Yes.
I
hope that you're listening, Andrew.
Listen, we've got 4 minutes. We've got 4 minutes to go. There's a lot of listeners that are listening to us throughout the world. I mean, we can start talking from Australia, Singapore, Japan.
There's greetings across
Greece,
the world.
Greece, Italy, France, but there's a USA, Chile. We saw a lot from Chile yesterday. But the country that is visiting us most is Spain because of the proximity.
Our next door neighbors and people that we know over the years.
Yes.
And it's really an honor to have them here playing in Gibraltar.
Yes. Pero debemos de cambiar, nosotros que somos bilingües, hablar un poquito
en español,
ya que los gibraltareños tenemos esa ventaja, ¿no?
Sí, digo.
Y entonces, mira,
cambiamos de lenguaje
de principio nos podemos, para dar saludos a gente que sabemos que están escuchando, a Guillem Arsina, un catalino nato, ¿vale? Que ha estado aquí en Gibraltar, muy seguidor del fútbol de mesa. Después tenemos, por ejemplo, a Alberto Villalobos, que está en Madrid, que le mandamos un grande abrazo desde aquí. Y después, por otro lado, podemos decir que sabemos que está siguiendo a Alfonso Montaño, que está en Badajoz. Sí.
Tengo entendido que en España se juega mucho al juego de sala en Murcia, en Cantabria, en Madrid, en Barcelona, Sevilla también.
Sevilla sí.
Todo esto. Bueno, estuve hablando con un señor que está aquí con nosotros y que viene de Cantabria, ha traído su familia, ha traído su familia también, y claramente como están jugando los peques, los niños y las niñas de menos de 12 años que están aquí, que mandamos un cordial saludo a todas las madres y los padres que han venido aquí a Gibraltar y a toda su familia atrás en España.
Te puedo decir que hay cerca, me parece, 55 participantes españoles aquí.
Aquí, que estupendo.
Estupendo, la verdad,
magnífico.
Su proximidad ha sido tremenda, ¿no?
Sí, eso nos ayuda mucho.
Sí.
También tenemos que darle un saludo a Portugal.
Uy, qué paraca, ¿verdad? Por los portugueses también.
Los portugueses, hermanos portugueses, que lo cual Gibraltar y Portugal siempre ha tenido un enlace muy especial.
Sí.
Le puedo decir que había un señor en años pasados que se llamaba Aarón Cardoso. La familia Cardoso venía de Portugal y fue fundamental en la ayuda que le dieron a los ingleses en el tiempo de Napoleón.
Así.
Hay en la calle Real, en la plaza.
Wellington, ¿no? Por la parte de Wellington.
No,
La guerra de Wellington.
Sí, la guerra de Wellington. Pero es que Aarón Cardoso le ayudó mucho al almirante Nelson cuando venían con sus barcos a Gibraltar para abastecer el agua. Lo que te quiero decir es que siempre ha habido muchas personas de Portugal aquí en Gibraltar viviendo y también trabajando, porque hay muchos portugueses. Hay una de las mayores firmas de construcción,
Sí,
Casais,
sí.
viene de Portugal, aunque un gran saludo a Portugal también.
Sí. Ahora, por ejemplo, el siguiente partido que juega la selección de veteranos de Libertad, que va a ser muy fuerte,
este es interesante.
juega contra Portugal.
Este está interesante, sí.
Y el que gane, creo, de los dos,
¿Se va a clasificar?
va a llegar a la semifinal del campeonato del mundo veterano.
Entonces, lo que estamos jugando son group matches.
Sí.
Y los que ganen de dos, que
Los dos primeros pasan
a las
las semifinales.
directamente.
Sí,
Vale.
pero claro, está en la fase de veteranos y está la fase de Open. Con que un saludo a todo el mundo. Italia le ha dado una gran paliza a Gibraltar. ¿No vaya a verlo?
4-0, ¿no terminó?
Y Michael Llama se va, se tiene que. Con que, señores, un abrazo a todo el mundo y que a ver si Libertad tenemos suerte. Yo, por ejemplo, ha sido ya campeón del Open de Lisboa y también ha sido Kai Parmé campeón del Open de Lisboa. A ver si tenemos suerte y conseguimos llegar a la semifinal.
Los veteranos están haciendo bastante bien.
Sí, ahí tenemos.
Y ayer también hicieron bien.
Sí, ayer
llegaron hasta los cuartos de final, ¿no?
Cuartos de final. Pues muy agradecido que Malcolm me ha ayudado, a mí José Luis Bonavia, y hasta pronto en la siguiente partida.